Jai Suparikar Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Jiyo Ki Jai 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 Shri Shri Gandharva Govinda Sundar Jiyo Ki Jai Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava Jiyo Ki Jai Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Ashtatara Sata Shri Shila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Ashtatara Sata Shri Shila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Ashtatara Sata Shri Shila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Asto Tarasata Shri Shila Bhakti Pragyan Kesava Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Asto Tarasata Shri Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaura Kishore Das Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Vaishnav Sarvabhaum Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Gaudiya Vedanta Charja Baladev Vidibhusan Prabhu Ki Jai Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai Srila Narottam Shrivashyamananda Prabhu Trai Ki Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Srila Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sikho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Jai Shri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Govardhan Dvadashavanatmak Shri Braj Mandala Dham Ki Jai Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Yamuna Ganga Tulsi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda Radha Gopinath Radha Madan Mohan Jiyo Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Radha Shyama Sundar Radha Raman Radha Damodar Jiyo Ki Jai Srimati Lalita Vishaka Adi Ashta Shaki Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Rupa Manjari Rati Manjari Adi Manjari Vrinda Ki Jai Srimati Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Srimati Purnamasi Yogamaya Devi Ki Jai Shri Gopishwar Mahadev Ki Jai Sarva Bhishta Pradata Giriraj Govardhana Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Jiyo Ki Jai Bhakti Vigna Vinashana Shri Nrsinga Dev Ki Jai Bhakta Pravara Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai Charodam Charo Sampradaya Charo Acharya Ki Jai Akara Matraj Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai Orananya Shaka Mat Samuha Ki Jai Shri Vishva Vaishnava Sabha Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Tri Bhuvana Pavana Harinama Sankirtana Ki Jai Tri Bhuvana Mangala Harinama Prabhu Ki Jai Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai Sachinandan Gaura Hare Ki Jai Shri Nityananda Mahajanma Ki Jai Shri Pancha Tattva Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. So today we are beginning our another subject matter. We are going to, for the next couple of months, have various subject matters because all the big festivals are coming, starting with Julan Yatra, Srila Rupa Goswami's disappearance day, Sri Baladev Purnima. Then after that comes Sri Krishna Janmashtami and Prabhupada's Nanda Utsav, Yas Puja festival. Then after that comes 2 weeks later Sri Radhastami and Lalita Saptami. And then after that comes the Sannyas festival day of our Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, the day that they took sannyas. And that is called Vishwarup Mahotsav Day. It's the middle of Chaturmasya, the very middle, full moon day. So all of these festivals are coming now. All of these festivals are going to be taking place, and we're going to be doing varieties of Harikatha which are related to all those festivals. And there is an immense amount of Harikatha. So we will see in which direction the Harikatha takes us, to which books and to which acharyas and so forth. But it's unlimited, it's ananta, unlimited. And for today, because there will be how many more days before the beginning of Julan Yatra. Oh. Yes, so Julan Yatra is beginning on the 27th. That is a Sunday. And so we will have our Katha on the 17th, 20th, 22nd, 24th, and then 27th. That's 5 days of Harikatha. But prior to that, we are going to begin to inaugurate this topic that is coming, which is extremely important for us. And what is that? The disappearance day of Srila Rupa Goswami. Our Gurudev would always have a special festival here in India, in Vrindavan in particular, for 3 days, glorifying Srila Rupa Goswami, and he would call to Rup Sanatan Gaudiya Mat, he would invite all very, very elevated, excellent Vaishnavas who know Tattva Siddhanta and who are advanced in Bhakti. And so there would be speaker after speaker during those days. Then the final day would be the Baladev Purnima day, which is the appearance day of Lord Balaram, and the full moon day. And that completes the Julan Yatra, those few days of Radha and Krishna's swing festival. So that's coming after 10 days, but until those 10 days, until that time, like I said, we'll have today's class, then Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then Sunday. So we'll have 4 classes before the Sunday of the Julan Yatra. And what I wanted to do was take a few sections of Jaiva Dharma of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I wanted to read the Nam Tattva section, but that's very long. That's 3 full chapters of Nam Tattva in the middle of the Jaiva Dharma. But for today I wanted to read chapter 22. Probably I won't be able to finish the whole chapter, but We will see how far we can go. Chapter 22 is called Prameya, the commencement of Prayojan Tattva. So, do you have that in the Russian book? Louder? Yeah, for sure you have Jaiva Dharma, but just so that you know, I'm going to be reading chapter 22 of the Jaiva Dharma. Because we have our Russian-speaking audience and audience online also. So we have simultaneous reading as I'm reading this. But this is a very important chapter. Prameya, the commencement of Prayojan Tattva. What is Prayojan Tattva? So we'll be discussing this today after we do a short kirtan. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So, Deep Narayan Prabhu, this is not a sleeping room, this is a classroom. What? No, you're doing it every time. While we do the kirtan, then you sit here and you sleep. If you want to sleep,
I have no problem with that at all, but not in here. Okay? Not in here when we're having kirtan, when we're having harikatha, and you're like this. What is that? What is that? You're not giving proper honor and respect to the harikatha, to the name of Krishna, to the kirtan, and to the speaker. You're not giving proper respect. And you don't think that's noticed by the other persons in the room? That they're all singing kirtan and you're like, okay, not again. I'll not allow it at all. Okay, so as I said, do you have the chapter 22 of Jaiva Dharma? Okay, not both of you, only you have. You're looking for it now? I don't think there's so much difference though. Okay. All right. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurun Taranam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namah Nityanandam Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayane Kalo Kalamashanashaya Janava Pataye Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Bhaktya Vihina Aparadha Lakshai Chittascha Kamadi Taranga Madhye Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Prabhanna Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Brindai Tulsi Devyai Priyai Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat Pranams, my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Gurudev, Nitya Leela Pravishta, Om Vishnu Pad, Paramahansa, Ashtotarasata Sri Srila A. Sri Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Then I'm offering my same unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Siksha Gurudevs, Nitya Leela Pravishta, Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Ashtatarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj and Nitya Leela Pravishta, Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Ashtatarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And I'm offering my humble Dandavat Pranams millions of times at the lotus feet of Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Ashtotarashata Saptam Gosai Sri Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur, whose Jaiva Dharma we will be studying from today onward. I offer my Dandavat Pranams at the lotus feet of all of my Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga, and my Dandavat Pranams to all the Vaishnavas and to all the Vaishnavis. So, the Jaiva Dharma is a treasure house which every Gaudiya Vaishnava should be absorbed in realization of the teachings that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving in Jaiva Dharma. Our Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj told that he especially had a great appreciation of the Jaiva Dharma because he was given the instruction to translate the Jaiva Dharma from Bengali into Hindi, which he did. And he said that he read the Jaiva Dharma 108 times, he said. So, but the Jaiva Dharma is a lifetime study. It's not just you read the book, then you go to the next book, then you... No. This is a manual that we should become completely conversant with, from start to finish, from first chapter to the end. If we read that, we will fully understand the whole Vaishnava Siddhanta coming down in the line of Srila Rupa Goswami and all of our Gaudiya Rupanuga Acharyas. So, I am not going to be starting a study of the Jaiva Dharma, but I'm going to select a couple of chapters from the Jaiva Dharma, which will be very helpful for us. I want to also read the 3 chapters which follow this chapter, 23, 24, and 25. Those are the 3 chapters in which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur discusses Nam Tattva, chanting Krishna Nam. But prior to that, I'm reading this chapter which completes the Dasmul Tattva. The Dasmul Tattva, you know what is the Dasmul Tattva? Do you know? What does Das mean? Yes. Yeah. And Tattva? Principles. Principles of truth. Tattva. So, in this book, there are 10 chapters for the 10 Dasmul Tattva. 10 chapters before this chapter. And those 10 chapters should be studied very deeply. At some point, I will go through, one by one, each one of those chapters fully, and we will discuss the entire 10 principles of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy. It will be very helpful for us. So, the Dasmul Tattva, the 10 essential principles of Mahaprabhu's philosophy, is written in one verse that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has composed. Amnaya praha tattvam harim iha paramam sarva shaktim rasaddim. This is the first line. Here in this, he's mentioning the 10 principles. Now you know that Vedic knowledge consists of 3 different divisions. Do you know what those 3 divisions are of Vedic knowledge? So you have to say it in the right order. First, second, and third. First is Sambandha. Sambandha. Yeah. Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan. So, these are the 3 categories that you can place all Vedic knowledge in these three categories. So what is the meaning of Sambandha Gyan or Sambandha Tattva? Yeah, the three. Ishvara, Jiva, and Prakriti. This is a very deep subject. And as I said in a class the other day, all the mundane, mixed so-called religions, which are not really dharmas, they're upadharmas, they're sub-religion, but they contain some aspect of truth. Like I was telling the other day, Christianity, there's a very good presentation that God is a person. He's a male person, and He's created everything, and everything has come from Him, and He's all-powerful, He's all-knowing, and He's everywhere. Okay, so, but there's not so much supporting knowledge and information. Only in the Vedas can we receive this. So, a very large portion of Vedic knowledge deals with this topic of Sambandha. Because until somebody understands what is their relationship with Ishvara, with Maya, they cannot enter onto the spiritual pathway because they don't have any self-knowledge. They don't have any Atma-gyan. So how can you, unless you understand what you are, that you're not this physical body and you're indestructible, eternal consciousness, and a tiny, tiny, minuscule, minute particle of who? Of Krishna and His Shakti. That's what we are. So what is our relationship with Krishna, with the Supreme? This topic is the first topic that Krishna discusses in the Bhagavad Gita. And the whole first 6 chapters, based upon this understanding that you're not the physical body, that you're eternal, you never die, and also you were never born, you've always existed. That's the very first verse that Krishna teaches Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. Very first verse. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipa nachaiva na bhavishyama sarve vayam atakparam. First thing Krishna teaches Arjuna, because they're on a battlefield and Arjuna is going to have to fight and kill his relatives and his gurus and his teachers and all of this. It's a very emotional situation. But he wants to run away. He doesn't want to fight in the battle, and for a Kshatriya to do that, it's very, very embarrassing. They will be scorned and ridiculed and criticized everywhere. And Arjuna, he's the greatest warrior, practically in the universe, Arjuna. But anyway, that setting on Kurukshetra was the scene through which Krishna was now going to speak to Arjuna. But is He only speaking to Arjuna? No. Who is He giving this message for? He's giving this message for all of us. For all jivas. Forever. For all jivas. This is an eternal teaching. Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The song of Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What He spoke. So the Sambandha Gyan leads to Abhideya Tattva. And what is Abhideya? Now that you have some knowledge of your relationship and how you are related even to this material world that we're living in. What's your relationship with material nature? What's your relationship with other living jivas? What's your relationship with the supreme controller of this world? So in this way, the relationship is first established. Then comes what? What are your activities in that relationship through which that relationship can be fully developed and fully realized. Permanently, eternally. That process is called Abhideya. And in the Dasmul Tattva, in all those 10 principles, when the Abhideya Tattva is mentioned, it's only one of the principles. And what is that? No, but not the number. What is that principle? What is that principle that is mentioned? Yes, it is number 9, but what is number 9 telling? What is the 9th tattva? That the Abhideya, in other words, the process, is only one. Shuddha Bhakti. Shuddha Bhakti is the Abhideya. Not mixed Bhakti, not any of the other forms. Of course, we have to begin somewhere. We have to begin somewhere. But real Shuddha Bhakti is what? Anyabhilashita Shunya, Jnana Karma Adhinabhita. Only through Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion to Krishna, can any of this knowledge be realized. Otherwise, it's just book knowledge. If someone does not execute the process of trying to perform pure devotion to the Supreme Lord, they will never, ever, in millions of lives, realize who they are. What is their identity? And they will be very confused, and they will have many, many misconceptions. But if someone takes the process given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that was his message, and they perform in their life the process of cultivating pure devotion, Uttama Bhakti, pure Shuddha Bhakti. If they begin that, then what will happen? Now they will approach the 3rd principle of the Vedic knowledge, which is what? Sambandha is the first principle, Abhideya is the 2nd principle, and then it will bring you to the 3rd principle, which is what? Prayojan. Yes. What is the meaning of this term, prayojan? No. What is the meaning of the word prayojan? No. What is the meaning of prayojan? No, you're not giving the meaning of the word. You're not giving the meaning. The word, just like sambandha means relationship. Abhideya means activities in that relationship. So what does prayojan mean? Yes, thank you. Prayojan means the attainment of the ultimate goal of life, which is what? Only that, Krishna Prem. No other. Not Narayan Prem. That is also a goal, but Krishna Prem is the ultimate goal. Why? Because if you love Krishna, you will love Lord Narayan and all of Krishna's expansions. But if you love Lord Narayan, you will not necessarily have prem for Krishna. But if you have Krishna prem, then automatically you will love Lord Narayan and all of the incarnations of Krishna, because they're all Krishna. But He is the avatari. He's the source of all the incarnations. Okay? So, you know, in the Vedic system of civilized human society, which is called Varnashram Dharma, right? Do you know what the 4 different functions are in the Varnashram Dharma? There are 4. Chatur Varga, that means the 4 pathways. For a human being to attain spiritual perfection, then they will have to go through these 4 different pathways. What are they called? Kam and moksha. Can you tell what is the meaning of those 4? All right, we'll tell it in Russian. Where's the microphone? Do we have that? You have to turn it on. Okay, so you tell the meaning of Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha.
Dharma is цель, Artha это процветание, Kama это наслаждение, и Moksha это спасение.
Tell more about it. Because Dharma, actually that's why this book Jaiva Dharma is there. If you read the beginning of the Jaiva Dharma, then it's clearly explained.
With Dharma, this is religious principles of this world.
Like for example?
All principle on this universe.
Like
law,
what?
Law. You have to, if you're Kshatriyas, you have to do this. If you are Brahmin, you have to do this. If you are Grihastha, you have to do this. If you are Sannyasi, you have to do this. And the way how this person go upper and upper and upper and come back to Krishna, like the rule and the regulation.
Okay, so what is Varna and what is Ashrama?
Varna is like...
You just told it. Kshatriya, Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra. That's called Varna. Your occupational duties.
Way of realization of this world, what people do, what the characteristics they have, and I follow this.
Okay, but it's activity. Okay, these are the Varnas. These are the social positions, social in society. And the Varnas are created by Krishna in the human society. And Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, each will be situated in their activities according to their qualities and their work. Guna, karma. Krishna says in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Guna, karma, vibhagasha. You're not known as a Brahmana by birth at all. Only when you show the qualities and the characteristics and you show the capacity to do the activities of a Brahmana, then you can be called a Brahmana. Same with Kshatriyas, same with Vaishyas, Shudras. You see. But what is ashram? Because Varna, ashram, dharma. Varna, ashram, dharma. What does ashram mean?
Ashram, this is a place there...
No. Ashram, Varna, and ashrama. There are 4 divisions of Varna, and there are 4 divisions of ashrama.
Yes, and then this is a place there, like a person can make progress. This is a special...
No. Ashram is not a place. Ashram is a position. Okay, but it's like, for example, let's go to the ashram where the brahmacharis live. That's a place, physical location. But ashrama means brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. These are spiritual divisions of society. The varnas are occupational divisions of society. How you act according to your occupation, that's how you earn how you can maintain your life in this world, by acting in one of those 4 divisions. So similarly, there are 4 spiritual divisions of human life, and it begins with brahmacharya, celibate student life. That's where you learn the Vedas and you learn your academic subject matters that you need to know. Then there is Grihastha life. And Grihastha, of course, is married life. This is another ashrama. Grihastha ashram, Brahmachari ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, Sannyas ashram. These are all ashrams. So when the jiva lives his life properly in one of these ashramas, and he follows his, mainly his ashram dharma. In the Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to follow the varnas. It's not pure like in previous yugas. Everyone, they had their varnas. But human society is not divided directly by these qualities of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. It is not divided anymore like previously. But yet the divisions are there. Srila Prabhupada has explained that every jiva has a certain karma from their previous lives, and then they take birth in this life. And they may take birth in, like, let's say, an intellectual family, or, you know, a family of a high court judge, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a high court judge. So they may take birth in a high court judge's family. But that doesn't mean that just because they're born in a high court judge's family, that they are naturally going to become a high court judge. No. It depends on their qualifications, what qualities they possess. And it depends on what actions they are qualified to perform. Now, by taking birth in such a family, there's some opportunity is there to cultivate that kind of knowledge, but yet you have your own karma from previous lives. So someone may take birth even in a Shudra family, but they may have the qualities of a Brahmin from their previous life, you see. Or even a demonic family. Like in our Srimad Bhagavatam, we have the story of Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj was born as the son of a demon, the biggest demon in the universe. But he was a devotee. And therefore, as a pure Vaishnava, he's automatically a Brahmana. So, the Varnashram Dharma system is the beginning of human life, actual human life. Because without Varnashram Dharma, then human beings cannot progress spiritually. Of course, in the Kali Yuga, there are other alternative Muslim, Christian, Jewish, this, that, but they're not actual, full, complete Dharma. And they're not really giving the true teachings of the Vedas. They're not. So Dharma, if the person lives and they perform their occupational duties during their life and their spiritual duties, then it leads to the next pathway, which is called what? Artha. Artha. And what is that?
Artha is prosperity. Like if you follow Dharma, then you get success, you get luck on your way, and you can get out of Artha.
But the word Artha, what is it? We have various words in our Vaishnava vocabulary. One is Artha and one is Anartha. We have a big philosophy about anarthas. So why is it called anartha? Because the word artha, it means what is needed, what you require. Your requirements is artha. How to get what you require. That is called artha. Sometimes it's translated, Prabhupada translates it as economic development. How to make a living, how to get money, how to progress in your life through the development of artha. And according to Varnashram, each one of those Varnas, they will earn their artha. Kshatriyas will earn, Vaishyas will earn, Brahmanas also. Shudras all have their place in society. Like in our body, each part of our body, you know, how many parts do we have in this body? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So, in the Varnashram system, the divisions of human society are like the divisions of the body. The head, the arms, the middle portion, the legs. 4 different parts. And those 4 different parts are meant for working together. They all work together for the benefit of the whole body, right? It's not that the arms just do whatever they want, or the legs, no. But what is directing them? What is directing the arms, the legs, so forth? The head. So in the Vedic body, social body, the highest position of the body, which is at the top, at your highest position, your head, that is the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas give knowledge. The Brahmanas give direction to human society. Without the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas don't know what to do. So the Kshatriyas always have a council of Brahmanas who are giving them advice, giving them direction. Because why? Because the Kshatriyas are situated in the mode of what? Rajagun, passion. They can think, they have very good brains, but because the mode of passion is there, they cannot always understand things clearly. So the Brahmanas, they are in the mode of goodness, and the Brahmanas can understand very clearly. So the Kshatriyas are the arms of the social body. The Kshatriyas are protecting the body against what? What are the arms protecting the body from? Yeah, somebody is trying to harm you. They're trying to attack you. What happens? Immediately your arms go up. You see? So, Kshatriya, the word kshat, you know what that means? Kshat, in Kshatriya. Huh? No. Kshat means to harm, injury. If I take a big hammer and I hit you somewhere on your body will become injured. That's called kshat. To be harmed by someone. And triya, kshatriya, means to what? To save them from being harmed. So the kshatriyas protect. That's their function, to protect the body, the human society. Vaishyas now are situated in the mixed modes. Mixed of 2 modes. Which modes? There's only 3 modes of nature. I already told 2. Huh? Yes. They're not situated in goodness. They are mixed in what? Passion and ignorance. Rajas and tamas. So they have a capacity for doing business, for doing these kind of activities, and they're still considered to be in the 3 upper classes of the Vedic society. So they also have the initiation with the sacred thread and so forth. Okay? Because they can become dvija, twice born. But the Vaishyas have that external qualification. And what do? They're the center part of our body. The center part of this body. If you don't have a center part of the body, can the arms and legs exist? No. Can the head exist? No. They're attached there, and they're getting all of their nourishment from the central part of the body. So the Vaishyas, they provide sustenance, they sustain, they provide food That's why Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijya. They have 3 different functions. Krishi means agriculture. They grow food. Goraksha, they protect cows. Because without milk, human society cannot become advanced. Did you know that? That's why Russians they have some good brain because they drink lots of milk products. But the Chinese don't drink milk. But when we're talking about brain, we're not just talking about some material intelligence. No. We're talking about the capacity to understand God. Because these are higher principles. So Srila Prabhupada, I remember learning this in my first days of coming to Krishna consciousness when I was 18 years old, is that Prabhupada explained that milk is the miracle food. Milk is the supreme miracle food for the human being. Why? Because it provides what the body needs to develop brain tissues. You know, your brain is made up of so many different tissues. So there are so many brain tissues, but there are also very fine brain tissues. And only milk can develop that. Fine brain tissues. So that you can think about the absolute truth. You see? So this is why Srila Prabhupada wanted that all of his disciples would always have milk daily. And they would drink this milk. So, and in the Vedic times, you know, the sages of Vedic India, they didn't stay anywhere, because the earth and the whole system of human society was such, they could wander everywhere. And they would not really stay in any fixed place for very long. Now that has completely changed in Kali Yuga. It's almost impossible to do that. So these sages, what would they eat? What would the sages eat? Of course, we know that they did sometimes madhukari. That means just begging from house to house, and they would be given some rice, some dal, this, that. To this day, they still do that. You can see that in Vrindavan. But the sages, they simply went to the home of the householders, because everywhere there were cows. Everywhere. And there were thousands and millions of cows. So the sages would simply come in the early morning time when the cows are being milked. And they would come to any householder's home and they would request to have some of the milk. And that milk was so powerful because what the cows were eating and the, previous yugas, everything. They could sustain their life on nothing but milk. And what would they do? As they were drinking the milk and it was given to them, then they would speak to the householders. Those married people, the grihastas, they would preach the message of Krishna. They would preach the message of Vedic knowledge to them and help the householders to awaken to spiritual knowledge. So, Dharma, Artha. But Artha, this economic development and so forth, is meant for providing the third necessity, which is what? Kam. Kam means your desires that are related with your physical body and your subtle body. These desires are there, inherent in the human beings. They're also inherent in the animals. But the human beings have a civilized way of satisfying those desires without sinful activity, you see. So therefore, the eating, the sleeping, the mating, the defending, those 4 activities which are also in the animal life, okay, one second, those 4 activities would be done in a sinless way in Vedic society. Yes?
What about is in the highest position? It can be in current days. Prema. This is also taste, but in the highest level of calm. No?
Well, it's technically, in this connection, the word calm means your material desires for sense gratification. We also need sense gratification, okay? That is necessary to maintain your body. So eating food is also sense gratification, sleeping is, all of these things are required. But without the economic development, we cannot develop we cannot fulfill the needs of calm. So the human society can only be complete if it can perform Dharma, Artha, Kam. And after those 3 things have been properly developed, then comes the 4th one. What is the 4th one? Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha. What is Moksha? Liberation from what? Material suffering, which means what? What are you going to be liberated from? No. Moksha refers only to ending the cycle of repeated birth and death in the material world. That's called moksha. Freedom. To become free from that cycle that we are now entrapped in that cycle. We are trapped. We are helpless. We are being thrown here and there, this body, that body. That's going on for millions and billions of years and lifetimes. But moksha is the actual purpose of the human form of life. So it's called the 4th goal of human existence, is moksha. Now, in the current human society, they are so uncivilized, they are so backwards, that the only thing that matters to them is sense gratification. So all they're trying to do is to live within this world and satisfy their senses. No, it doesn't matter what is their occupation, anything. That's their business. In the Western civilized, so-called civilized society, that is the goal. But in Vedic society, the goal is moksha. In the Vedic society, everyone is aware that I am a prisoner of this prison house called the material world. And Maya is the prison keeper. So, moksha means permanent liberation. Sometimes the word is called mukti. So now, in regular Vedic society, those 4, Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha, that's the goal of human existence. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world, he added what? A 5th goal. It's called Pancha. Pancha means 5. Pancha Purushartha. The 5th goal of human existence, Purushartha. And what is that? Prem Pumarto Mahan. Prem Pumarto Mahan. Prem is the final goal of the human existence. Prem. Not just moksha. Prem. So, someone they can attain impersonal moksha, impersonal, that's called kaivalya, merging into the absolute, but they will again have to come back. It is not permanent. Therefore, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a definition given in one verse of the word mukti, because mukti means freedom also, to be liberated. Moksha and mukti, they're like synonyms. So the verse is describing what is true liberation. Muktir hitva anyata rupam swarupena vyavastiti. Mukti means hitva anyata rupam. Hitva means to give up. And anyata rupam means other forms. Right now we have anyata rupam. We have this form made out of material energy. This is not our real self. So first thing is that one will give up all other temporary forms. Hitva anyata rupam and swarupena vyavastitihi. Swarup means your own form. Swarupa. Swarupa means what is your eternal form and identity. Swarup. What does mukti mean? It means when you've given up all the other forms and you now are situated in your swarupa, your eternal form, that is you eternally, that is called mukti. That is real mukti. And what is that form? Servant of Krishna. Serving Krishna eternally in your spiritual body. So, prayojan is the final attainment. By performing this process of abhideya, pure bhakti, by advancing step by step, very systematically advancing from one stage to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Going from, first of all, Shraddha, Sadhusanga, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, and then what comes next? After these 7, then what comes next as the 8th? Bhav. This chapter is about bhav. No one can jump from any of the lower stages to praying. That is not possible. No one can jump up on this ladder. You have to climb the ladder step by step. You have to progress step by step, stage by stage. And people sometimes try. They try to jump. But they always fail. Because this is the natural development of prema. Shraddha is a tiny fraction of prema. Shraddha comes in the heart by the association of pure sadhus in multiple lifetimes. So then by Shraddha we can begin on the pathway of bhakti. If someone has no Shraddha, they cannot begin the process of Shuddha Bhakti. They cannot begin the process of association with Vaishnavas and sadhus if they don't have Shraddha. But that Shraddha gradually transforms, becomes stronger, stronger, deeper, deeper, and it transforms into ruchi, taste. Then it transforms into asakti. And asakti means what? Attachment. Loving attachment begins to develop in the heart in the stage of asakti, and asakti is just before the stage of what? What comes after asakti? Bhav. So bhav is a whole graduation. You're graduating from the sadhana bhakti stage to what? Siddha bhakti. Sadhak means practitioner, you're practicing. Siddha means now you've attained. But the stage of bhav is only the preliminary attainment of prema. Understand? The stage of bhav is only the preliminary, the beginning step onto the platform of prema. In one sense, it's the first step in prema, but Rupa Goswami has still divided it into a separate section. That there are 3 sections: sadhana bhakti, bhav bhakti, and prema bhakti. Okay? So, the stage of bhav is a miraculous stage. As we were studying the Sikshastakam verses, the 6th shloka of Sikshastakam is describing the stage of bhav. In the stage of bhav, all different ecstatic ashta sattvic vikar, that means 8 transformations of the body. Internally, 8 transformations are going on internally that affect your body externally, that can be seen. Like tears flowing from your eyes like torrents of rain. Like trembling in the body. Like hairs standing on end. Voice becoming choked. These are ecstatic symptoms that begin to manifest in the body in the stage of bhav. They begin a little bit before that, but not fully, in the stage of asakti. There is tremendous amount of happiness in those stages, spiritual happiness, but the actual development of this bhav and those ecstatic symptoms of bhav, that will take place when you enter into the stage of bhav. And Rupa Goswami has explained with one verse what happens to the devotee that determines that now he has entered the stage of bhav. What actually takes place that he has now entered into the stage of bhav? Do you know? What? No. What is the technical, what is happening in the stage of bhav that was not happening previous to the stage of bhav? Rupa Goswami has explained it. Listen carefully. I'm explaining. Shuddha sattva visheshatma. Prema suryamsu samyabak. Ruchibis chitta mashrinya krid aso bhava uchate. Krid aso bhava uchate means this is what takes place in the stage of bhav. It is called bhav. So what is really taking place? And I'm explaining this verse very briefly, but we have to study it very extensively. What is actually taking place? Shuddha sattva visheshatma. Shuddha sattva means what? What is the sattva? What does sattva mean? Means what? No. Sattva means existence. Sattva. Shuddha sattva means pure existence. In the spiritual world only, the living entities there are completely pure. They have nothing at all to do with the modes of nature, nothing. They're living in Shuddha Sattva, but here Rupa Goswami has used the word Vishesha Atma. Vishesha Atma means a very specific transformation that comes into the devotee. And how does it come into the devotee? It comes into the devotee Prema Surya Amshu Samyabak. Just like the sun globe in the sky has rays. Rays from the sun. The sun rays are coming from it. And similarly, prema in the spiritual world, prema that is situated, the eternal associates of Krishna in their hearts. Their bodies are even made of prema. Those eternal associates are like the sun. And the devotee who's here in this world, acting as a sadhak, who's trying to attain this, he prays and weeps and prays in his development through the sadhana stage for the mercy of these eternal associates. And when their mercy begins to come down into the heart of the sadhaka, directly from the spiritual world, that's called prema suryamshu samyabhak. Prema surya means the sun of prema. Surya means the sun. Prema surya amshu. Amshu means a particle of a ray, a particle of a ray of prema. Just like we have sun rays, sometimes we can see the sun rays. In a certain atmospheric condition, you can see the sun rays, and then there's many, many little pieces of dust floating. You know that? Right? So we are like a tiny little atomic particle that is us, but also an atomic particle of a ray of the prema that is emanating from the hearts of the eternal associates, of the Nitya Parikar of Krishna. In the stage of bhav, prema suryamshu samyabhak, it comes into the heart. It shines into the heart and it illuminates the heart. And that is the beginning of prema. That reveals the eternal spiritual body of the associates. Yes, that is called Siddha Swarup. In the beginning stage of bhav, one realizes his spiritual form. Why? Because this has come down from the spiritual world. Let me finish the explanation. Just hold on to that question for a few minutes. I know that, but I want to complete this. Prema suryamshu samyabhak. Now, what does Rupa Goswami say happens to the devotee? What happens to the devotee is that particle of a ray of prema that has entered it in his heart, it causes the devotee to taste. The word taste in Sanskrit means ruchi. Ruchi, taste. Ruchi bis, chitta mashrinya. What happens? The chitta, the heart of the devotee, becomes mashrinya, melted like liquid. It becomes melted, it becomes very soft. The heart of the devotee, because there are 3 different types of ruchis that he experiences, tastes, and those tastes melt the heart. Just like a candle has a flame on it, and then it just melts the wax of the candle, okay? So ruchibis chitta mashrinya, when these things occur, kridaso bhava uchate, that is called bhav. That is called bhav. That's what Rupa Goswami explains. So, what is your question on this? Take the microphone and ask the question.
The question is when this necessity impairment and coming out of this realm
from their hearts, like a ray, like a sun ray coming from their heart.
My question is, this sadhaka, he already has this power, or this race become power. So after this race, he became the rich powers.
No.
He already has.
No. This is the beginning of Bhav. Rupa Goswami has explained this verse to tell you how Bhav manifests. And it begins by this, Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma. That means from the associates' hearts. Their specific Shuddha Sattva, their specific mood in their relationship with Krishna, in their eternal relationship, it now, because of their compassion, and because the sadhak in this world is praying and weeping for their mercy, so from their heart, shines down from their heart like the sun rays shine, and it shines into the heart of the sadhaka, a tiny particle of a ray of prema from their heart shines into the heart of the sadhaka, and then what happens? Ruchibis chittamashrinya, that begins the process in the sadhak's heart of experiencing and tasting 3 different types of tastes, ruchis. We're not discussing that now. That's another subject. But what happens is the heart, the chitta means your heart, and it becomes mashrinya, it becomes melted. Because of that, all these different ashta sattvik vikar, all these transformations of the body come in the sadhak's body at that time. Okay? Real, true bhav can only cause that. No one can imitate those symptoms. Only when someone attains bhav. Now, does he have it before the attainment of bhav? It is beginning to happen in this stage of asakti. Why? Because his heart is now being prepared. His heart is being prepared by who? By Bhakti Devi. Because to attain bhav, it is so powerful. No one can sustain that unless they have been prepared and their heart completely purified. And their bhakti has developed through ruchi and through asakti, taste and attachment for Krishna, for the object. So in that stage, that sadhak is no longer referred to as a sadhak, because sadhaka means practitioner. But now he's siddha. He begins in the stage of siddha, and now that goes forward, progressing in the stage of bhav, and he goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in the stage of bhav. And when, through his engagement in bhav bhakti, in performing the 9 limbs of bhakti in the stage of bhav, it's much different than performing the 9 limbs of bhakti in the stage of practicing. In the stage of bhav, it's completely on another level. So that bhav bhakta, now he progresses more and more, deeper and deeper. And if you read Madhurya Kadambani, then there's a very thorough explanation of how Krishna will begin to manifest directly to the devotee. And at that point, Srila Gurudev has explained many times, he has said, this body that we're in right now, and also the bhav bhakta is in the body. Prem cannot be attained while in this body, because the body will just be destroyed by the power of the ecstasies. So therefore what happens? When he's now just about to attain prem, Yogamaya makes the arrangement for him to leave that body, and he is then transferred to where? To the Nitya Dham. In this, not the Nitya Dham, but the Bom Leela of Krishna, which is the eternal pastimes of Krishna, and he takes his birth in Vrindavan, where Krishna is performing his pastimes. And that body, which he now has, is his eternal spiritual form. the mic.
When this man, he reached power, it means he has lost the
No, Bhav is not Vastu Siddhi. Bhav is Swarup Siddhi, it's called. He has his Swarup internally. Vastu Siddhi means you now have your eternal spiritual body. And that can only come when you take birth in Vrindavan, in Krishna's bone lila, as he's going through the different universes. And then, in the stage of Vastu Siddhi, now he goes through and he develops from the beginning stage of Prem, and Prem also has many levels: Prem, Sneha, Pranay, Man, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, and finally Mahabhav. Cowherd boys do not develop Mahabhav. Only gopis develop Mahabhav. Because they're with Mahabhav Swarupini, Shrimati Radhika. So this is the subject matter of this chapter, which is called the commencement or the beginning of Prayojan Tattva. So I wanted to give this introduction first, so that we are prepared to hear this topic. Actually, you should really hear this topic after you've studied the other 21 chapters of the Jaiva Dharma, because everything is a system of transcendental knowledge. But we've all been hearing and we're understanding, so here now we can understand what is Prayojan Tattva. Very, very beautiful, this chapter, which will explain how Bhav will manifest in the devotee's heart. Yes, and then after this chapter, so many nice questions and answers in this chapter. And not only that, but also, what are the 8 symptoms? Do you know that a person who has attained the stage of Bhav, there are 8 symptoms that Rupa Goswami has told will manifest in that devotee. 8 symptoms. Do you know what those 8 symptoms are? No. Sattvic bhavs are transformations of the body. But the devotee himself will manifest in his life 8 symptoms. Yeah, see, this is the science. We are studying this science. So we should know all these terminologies. Otherwise, you can't read. Huh? Not peaceful. Not shanti. It's ka shanti. Ksha. Not shanti. Kshanti. Kshantir avyarta kalatvam. Viraktir manushunyata. Asha bandha samutkanta. Namagane sadaruchi. Asaktis tad asaktis vasatistale. No, I can't remember. Asaktis tadgunakyane. Asaktis tadgunakyane. Pritis tad vasatistale. Ityadayo anubhavasyur jata bhavankure jane. This will manifest. Bhav ankur. Bhav ankur means from the root that has come into the heart of the devotee, these 8 symptoms will manifest. And the first one is kshantir. He's completely tolerant, like Mahaprabhu told, like a tree. Never disturbed. He's never disturbed by any situation. Kshantir. Avyarta kaladvan. What does that mean? Kala means time. Avyarta kaladvam, a person who is in the stage of bhav, never wants to waste a single moment without doing bhajan, without being absorbed in Krishna. Avyarta kaladvam. He's very concerned that time should not be wasted. Then, the third one, viraktir. Virakti. Virakti means detachment. A person in the stage of bhav is completely detached from anything in this mundane world, even their very body itself. Virakti. They are detached. Fourth, mana shunyata. Mana, just like in the verse, Trinadapi sunichena, Tadodapi sahishnana, amanina mana dena. So what does man mean? Means to give respect. Amanina. Amanina means the devotee doesn't desire respect. And manadena means he gives respect to all. Every jiva. So mana shunyata, shunya means zero. Man shunyata. He has zero desire, zero pride, that he's proud. No. He does not want any kind of respect. Fifth one, asha bandha. Asha means hope. Asha. Asha bandha means that he has very strong asha, very strong desire in the stage of bhav to attain what? To attain prema. Then samutkanta. Utkanta. Utkanta means in the heart. He's always has very deep, deep desire and longing to attain this perfection. Deep desire and longing to attain Krishna Prem. Number 7. Nama Gane Sada Ruchi. Nam Gane Sada Ruchi means he always has taste to chant Sri Harinam. Always. Nam Gane, to chant the name, Sada Ruchi. He always has Ruchi, Ruchi, Ruchi. More taste, more taste. Number 8. Actually, there's 9 symptoms, I forgot. So, asaktis tad gunakyane, the word asakti is here. And asakti means very attracted and very attached. So, what is he attracted to? Tad gunakyane. He's attracted to constantly be hearing about the gunas, qualities, names, forms, and so forth of who? Hari, Krishna. Asaktis tad gunakyane. He always is absorbed in that. And finally, the 9th one, tad vasati stale priti. He has priti. Pritis tad vasati stale. Priti means what? Love and affection. And what does he have a love and affection for? Tad vasati stale. Vasati stale, just like when we go on Vrajmandala Parikrama, and we go to different holy places, these places that we go to visit in Braj Mandala are called Leela Stulis. The word stuli. Leela Stulis. Where Krishna danced Ras Leela. Where Krishna decorated Srimati Radhika's hair. All these different places all throughout Braj Mandala are called Leela Stulis. So, what does the Bhav Bhakta, this is the last symptom that he will have? He has priti, love and affection for the places where Krishna performed his pastimes, and also here, the places where Krishna as Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes. These are the 9 symptoms of bhav. Any bhav bhakta will manifest these 9 symptoms. And I can tell you, by my association with my 3 Maha Bhagavat Vaishnava Gurus, I have seen all 9 symptoms in them to the supreme degree. That means they're in the perfection stage. They're not in the stage of practice. So we will read this. I'm just giving you a little bit of a sample of what we will be studying in this chapter. So we'll end here. And on Sunday. Today is Thursday. So on Sunday, we will try to read this entire chapter. We'll see if we can read it or not. And then in the other 2 classes after that, we'll see how far we can progress in the subject matter of Harinam. Very important subject. And this is leading us up to Julan Yatra and Rupa Goswami's disappearance day. Very big. We'll hear so many things about Rupa Goswami, about the teachings of Rupa Goswami, about the life of Rupa Goswami. We'll hear so much about him. And then comes Baladev Purnima, and we'll hear about Baladev Prabhu. We'll hear all Baladev Tattva. And then a week after that is Krishna's Janmastami, Krishna's appearance day. Yes. And then the day after Krishna Janmastami is Srila Prabhupada's appearance day, Nanda Utsav day. And then after that, 2 weeks after, comes Shrimati Radharani's appearance day, Radhastami, and Lalita Saptami. And then after that comes Vishwarup Mahotsav. So many, many beautiful days are coming. And that will lead us up to the middle of October. And by the middle of October, I will be going to Vrindavan. And I will be in Vrindavan for about 2 months, till the middle of December. And then we will return back here, and we will continue again our classes here. So Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Jaiva Dharma Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Jiv Ki Jai Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Om Vrindai Tulsi Devyai Priyai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satya Vachai Namo Namah Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo